I want to talk to you about self-discipline. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Discipline? That sounds like work, like restriction. But I'm here to tell you that true self-discipline is not about restriction. It's about freedom. It's about choosing your own path, not being pushed around by impulses or laziness. Think about a best-selling novelist. Do you think they just sat down one day and produced a masterpiece? No, they started with words, then sentences, then paragraphs, and then, finally, stories. They spent years honing their craft. Building self-discipline is exactly the same. It's a process, a journey of small changes that compound into massive results. You might see someone who seems superhuman, someone who wakes up early, exercises daily, and balances everything. But they started with one simple change and built from there. So don't get discouraged by how far you have to go. Everyone starts somewhere. You may have talent, but talent without discipline is like a car without an engine. You may have talent, but without effort, without persistent work, what good is that natural gift? Self-discipline without talent can achieve astounding results, but talent without self-discipline rarely reaches its full potential. Don't wait for motivation or inspiration to strike you. It is better to practice a little than to talk a lot. Instead of wasting your time talking about your goals, start working on them. Don't fall into the trap of announcing your plans to everyone. You might think you're gaining support, but you are often losing motivation. Research has found that announcing your plans can give you the false sense that you've already done something, making you less likely to take action. If you must tell someone, tell a person who will hold you accountable. Don't seek self-congratulatory chatter. Instead, find support from those who will lift you up, not hold you down. Find your light side, those people and resources that share your values. Building self-discipline requires that you are willing to look like a fool sometimes. If you want to rise above mediocrity, you must be okay with making mistakes. You may fail in your business, you may stumble during a presentation, but these aren't signs of defeat. They are simply part of the journey. They are lessons learned along the way. You must understand that external motivators like money, fame, or prizes are not enough. Those are weak motivators. Your motivation should always come from within, from your resolve to make a change. Focus on intrinsic motivators, those internal rewards like personal growth, independence, and realizing your potential. Combine your desire to improve yourself with a desire to make the world better, and you will be unstoppable. Intrinsic motivation. The internal rewards that come from doing something for personal growth, learning, or the enjoyment of it. Extrinsic motivation. The external rewards, such as money, fame, or prizes. You have to be willing to put in the work, even when it's hard. There will be days when you feel like you're climbing a steep hill. You'll want to stop, but imagine how silly it would be to give up just because you're moving slowly. To climb steep hills, you need a slow pace at first. So do not quit because it's taking longer than you expected. It is essential to monitor yourself. Self-monitoring and reflection are important to the process. Take ownership of your ideas. Take time for self-reflection. Remember, you must constantly grow. Be wary of the trap of analysis paralysis. Don't get stuck in a cycle of planning and thinking without acting. It's easy to get stuck reading countless self-help books, but you'll learn more by taking a single action. Take action, even if it's a small one, and do it now. Reading about self-discipline isn't going to reprogram your brain. Diligent practice will. Be very clear about what you want to improve. What specific areas in your life do you lack self-discipline? What situations make it hard for you to exhibit control? Then make a specific plan to improve that very thing. For instance, if you are trying to avoid overeating, you need to focus on your triggers that lead you to overeat. If you struggle to wake up early, focus on your morning routine and how to make that easier. It is also useful to create a set of maxims to guide you in life. What are the most important truths you live by? Ask yourself if those truths serve you. If they don't, discard them and replace them with more advantageous ones. Don't be afraid to make changes. If something is draining your energy, then stop. Maybe you are trying to reach a goal that doesn't really excite you. Maybe you are pursuing someone else's dream. It's important to focus on goals that energize you, ones you truly care about. It is important that you are in charge of your own life's goals. Avoidance of novelty, tolerating a lack of new or exciting experiences can improve your focus. Longing for paradise. The idea that something better is always out there is not a good way to find happiness. Keystone habits. These are important habits that you can build on to create more positive changes. You must also remember that self-discipline isn't just about denying yourself. It's also about making things convenient. Make it easy to do the things that are good for you. Make it hard to do the things that are not. Sometimes you may feel overwhelmed. You may feel like you have too many things to do and not enough time. Try not to add things to your life. but instead subtract. Focus on less. Less is more. Do not make excuses. Do not blame your failures on others. External support is valuable, but you must be able to stand on your own. You must be able to stick to your resolutions even without other people's help. Don't let setbacks discourage you. Setbacks are often the gateway to something greater. Learn from your mistakes. Then move on. Sometimes you might feel a lack of motivation. Instead of giving up, come up with practical solutions that will recharge your motivation. Create an inspiration bank, a document where you put things that inspire you. Save inspirational articles, songs, images, anything that lifts your spirits. Another great way to learn is by sharing your knowledge. If you know how to instill more self-discipline, then share your knowledge with others. Teach others how you succeeded, and you will solidify your own success. Do not live a life of ether. Always have options. Limiting yourself to 2 options reduces your power to choose. This makes you susceptible to decision avoidance. You must have the power to make changes in your life. Your health is extremely important. If you become ill, take it as a chance to review your lifestyle and priorities. Make those healthy changes you have been putting off. Also, think of it as a challenge and look for people who have overcome similar challenges. Be careful not to confuse chatter with work. Talking about what you are going to do doesn't make you a person who is working on their goals. Here's a quick tip. Clean up your surroundings. A messy desk can lower your self-control. It can take up mental space that you could be using for something else. Be careful not to be too critical of yourself. Self-criticism is consistently associated with less motivation and worse self-control. Berating yourself for failures doesn't work. It will only make you less likely to exert your willpower. Instead of being too harsh with yourself, embrace discipline. It's easy to get caught up in the drama of the world. It is important that you remember to stay hungry. Be hungry for success, for making your mark, for having an effect. And as you become successful, remember to be hungry for helping others. Remember that self-discipline is highest in the morning. So, plan your most important work for the morning. Also, avoid oversleeping. Unless you need sleep to recover from illness or a workout, sleeping too much isn't beneficial. Self-control depletes during the course of the day. Scientific research suggests that oversleeping can be harmful. It is important that you take time to choose your motivators wisely. Your motivators should start with your resolve to make a change. If you struggle to stick to your resolutions, perhaps you are only relying on extrinsic motivation. Go beyond external rewards and seek out intrinsic rewards such as personal growth. It is important to combine both intrinsic and extrinsic rewards. As you get older, you will learn more. Never stop learning. See your troubles from a different perspective. Don't set impossible goals. However, it is important to have one goal that borders the line between what's possible and what's impossible. Embrace routines. Routines can help you overcome a bad mood. Routines can also provide structure, which is essential to productivity. Be aware of your relationships. You should build your relationships with the right people. Sometimes you need to prioritize your goals over people's invitations. Remember, your words have power. Choose your words wisely. Don't get sucked in by negative mantras. Choose positive ones instead. If you find it hard to learn something, try to find something interesting about it. Focus on the fun, focus on the learning. If that doesn't work, focus on the rewards, but realize that these are weak motivators. Combine the rewards with the enjoyment of learning and the challenge of it. Whenever you are tempted to give up, remember your anti-models. Identify people you don't want to be like and use them as motivation to avoid their fate. If you don't know anyone who can serve as an anti-model, imagine your future self as a person who did the opposite of what you want. Don't let the opinions of others determine your actions. Ignore the negativity of the world when you are feeling down. Be determined to reach your highest goal. Don't let others instill doubt in you. You have the ability to make your dreams come true. Use anti-models to help you avoid temptation. Ignore the negative opinions of others. Focus on your own journey and your own potential. Be enthusiastic, but also be enduring. Enthusiasm is common, endurance is rare. Be prepared for the long haul. Finally, let us not forget about the importance of books. Books can be your most important friend. Books can provide invaluable guidance. Read books written by people who have achieved your dreams. Here are a few to consider. The Millionaire Fastlane, Losing My Virginity, Shoe Dog, Elon Musk on Writing, How to Get Rich, and The 4-Hour Workweek. Remember this, you are capable of amazing things. Do not let laziness or fear or anything else hold you back. Choose the hard path. The path of self-discipline, of constant improvement, of striving for your best, and you will find a life full of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. You are not meant to live a small life. You are meant to be great. Go out and make it happen.